Awesome. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, because I know we've got several teams on tonight, my name is Mariah Newsom. I am a double diamond with the company. I've been with ItWorks for about 16 months. So I am so excited to be partnering up with Brittany tonight to bring you guys all kinds of amazing tips and tricks and everything you really need to know, especially at the beginning of the month to kind of launch November, get everything ball rolling for the month. So the first thing we wanted to talk about was host to post. Guys, if you're not doing host to post, like, you're missing out on a whole pool of potentials. Host to post will launch your business. That is how I bring in 90% of both my customers and distributors is through host to post. It's so important because it gives you the ability to reach other markets. Facebook caps us at 5,000, okay? And of those 5,000, like, maybe 100 or two are actually seeing your posts. But when you are doing host to post, you're getting in front of so many other markets, and you literally are having customers line up and come to you. Like, who doesn't want that, okay? Like, take the hard work out of it, make it simple. And a fun fact is that I do not message for host to post at all, like at all. And I get about 300 to 500 up a month. And so how I'm able to do that, because, you know, host to post is amazing, but it's tedious, and I hated messaging. Like, I hated having to take the time to like send out a bunch of messages and then like wait for them to come back. Like, I didn't have time for all of that. So what I do is I post once a week about our team's giveaway. So for example, we're giving away $300 as a team this month. So once a week, I'm going to post about the drawing, and then I'm going to message everyone who comments and ask them to host a post for me. But the trick is, 2 days later, I'm going to message every single person again with a second entry. And this second entry is literally asking them to now post about my drawing. By doing that, I am organically getting up a ton of host to post without having to take the time to message. So a couple of examples of my best host to post. With the algorithms going on now, I've learned that the simpler, the better, and if you can make each one different. So this is what I send people who comment. It's super simple. It just says, "Hey girl, thank you so much for commenting on my $300 cash giveaway. So all you have to do to be entered is to copy and paste a simple status to your wall for me. I send you about our products. It's not spammy. Like, are you in?" And 99% of the time, they'll say, yes, they're in. So typically, I don't do too much host to post for the business. If I do, it'll be the first week, so I'll share that in a minute. But this is my main go-to host to post, and it works like a charm. It's super simple. It just says, "Thanks so much. If you'll please post this, add a colorful background, and don't tag me. Just let me know." And the post itself is, "My friend Mariah is looking for 5 reviewers. If you could take 2 pills a day for 90 days and lose an average of 31 pounds, would you try it?" And by having them put it on a colorful background, every freaking like post that goes up is different. Whether they actually get the background up, or it's just an actual post, or it's different colors, or they're having to change words to make it fit, every post is going up a little bit different. And so it's not getting flagged by the algorithm as being repetitive. And so that has been a huge shift that I have seen an amazing difference with. Like, there's a night and day difference between the post I used to do and that. When I do post host to post for business, this is the one I use. It's super simple. You know, my friend Mariah is looking for 3 motivated people who want to make $200 to $2,000 a month from their phone. If you're interested and want more info, comment or text opportunity to my phone number. So with this, I typically don't get any comments on the post, but because I've included my phone number, I get texts like nonstop all day with the word opportunity. Like, my phone blows up. I don't do it too much because I like to organically gather distributors, but I mean, if there's like a promotional period, like this week where we've got double Margaritaville points, you best believe I'm getting some host to post stuff like that. Or if they've already posted about something else and I need something to fill in, I'll use that one a lot as well then. And then if I can copy and paste this one, okay. This is what I say for the second entry. There we go. "Hey girl, how would you like a second entry into my giveaway? Post this and tag me." And it's so simple. Hey everyone, my friend Mariah is giving away $300 cash this month to bless a family. No purchase necessary. Comment emoji for entry and watch your inbox for a confirmation message. And then all of those people, I'm going to message and have them post about products. And then in 2 days, I'm going to message them again with a second entry so they post about the business. And then those people, I'm going to message in 2 days and have them post about the drawing. And it's this cycle that is getting me tons of people wanting to post for me. Plus, it's growing my network with people who are already interested in more money. So it's a huge door to then follow up with the business. Like if we're giving away $300 and someone wants a chance to win, most likely they need $300 more than just once. And so it's a great door to then step in and offer the business. So then a couple days after I have them do the second entry, I will message them about the business opportunity as well. So I say, hey girl, I just want to thank you again for putting that post for me and helping me reach my goal. The winner will be announced on the 1st. Have you ever considered working with me for some extra money? I think you'd be amazing, and what you did by posting for me is exactly what I do every day, except I get paid for it. Would you want me to send some more info? And everyone says yes. It's very rare that someone says no. Even if it doesn't go anywhere, they're definitely intrigued, and so it's putting the bug in their ear. And I get so many potential distributors and like close the deal with distributors that way. So I think that's, oh no, my last thing. I do have another point. Y'all, my notes are all over the place, so bear with me. But when it comes to host-to-post for products, all I do is Thermofite X. And then I don't just send them a script for products. The first thing I do when I message them is I try to find out their goal. And so if they want to lose 30 pounds or less, I'm going to recommend Thermofite X. But if they want to lose 30 pounds or more, I'm going straight to the triple threat because Thermofite X isn't going to cut it. They're not going to get the fast results they want, and so they need a bigger package. And if I do go with just the triple threat, I'm still going to upsell to the triple threat before I place the order because the more time we can combine products, the better, the faster results they're going to get, the happier they're going to be, the more they're going to want to buy. So that's all I've got for host-to-post. Brittany, if you want to unmute yourself and take over.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to send you a script really quick. I don't have a Mac yet. That is my triple present to myself, so I cannot allow myself to buy it yet, but I'm going to go ahead and send that. That way you can put it up so people know what the heck I'm talking about. Okay, so I actually have a lot of the same stuff that Mariah said for host-to-post, and it's funny that she said that she gets 90% of her customers from host-to-post because that's literally what I tell my team all the time. Host-to-post is a game changer, just like she said. I've been doing the first entry and then the second entry as well, so if you're not doing that, you are absolutely missing out on like easy. Like, it's so easy. It's so simple. It's so duplicatable. Like, seriously, do it. What else was I going to say about that? Oh, okay. So because of that, I've been getting blocked like crazy because messages are coming in everywhere. Comments are coming in everywhere. So just like Mariah said, I started putting my phone number on my host-to-post, even on my giveaway post that people were doing for me. So I was saying, you know, to be entered into the giveaway, like comment cash or text cash to my phone number. And I was blocked like all of last week, and that's how I did every single host-to-post. So I definitely recommend that. Also, I only do TFX as well, but I do it a little bit differently. So I will send, you know, a little TFX script and then the pricing for that. And then before I get their order in, I upsell. So I will either upsell with the triple threat, or I'll make my own triple threat, like whatever I'm kind of feeling based on how our conversation is going. And then also, if they tell me that they don't want to do the triple threat, then I will still ask them if they want to do, if you see on the script, it says random upsell. And it's just basically saying, oh my gosh, girl, like this popped up. Did you want to go ahead and add it to your order? It's a one-time thing type of deal. You can also do that with the Mocha Dreams. And I do the same thing if I'm ever talking to somebody about hair, skin, nails. I do the same thing with collagen. I don't think that I included that, but if you guys want it, I will send it to her as well. But it basically says like, you know, this is going to help you enhance your results, blah, blah, blah. Like, did you want to go ahead and add that? I saw you taking a picture. I had to smile. But did you want to go ahead and add that? That way you can get the best results. So I do upsell as well. Something else that has been huge for me, you guys, anytime I'm about to do host a post, I put something about the business in my story. It's usually my personal story, because whenever you go and message somebody, it automatically gives you the option to view their story. So now people are viewing my story and they're like, oh wait, what do you do? Like, how do you make money? So now I'm talking to somebody who is interested in the products and the business, and 9 times out of 10, like, I'm just going to keep following up with them about the business, unless they sign on the spot, which, you know. I think the last thing I want to say about host to post is I save everything to collections. That way I can easily go back and bump all of my posts. I bump them with my personal results. So whether I am doing hair, skin, nails, which is pretty rare, or TFX, I have personal results for both. So I just go back and I'm like updating with my personal results. I have 3 spots left. And usually the people that didn't respond will respond then. And then it's also easy to follow up. So all I have to do, you know, if I'm on the road and don't have my notebook or whatever, then all I have to do is go to my saved collections and just follow up with everybody that commented. So I think that's all I wanted to say about host to post. Did you want me to kind of go ahead into posting and presets? Okay, so this is my favorite part of the business because it lets us be creative. It lets us like truly have fun with our markets and just showing ourselves. And that's the biggest thing with posting is if you're not being true to you and if you're just copying, pasting, you know, if you're just putting things up like join my team, then people aren't going to really get to know you. So you have to make sure that you are showing you and showcasing you and letting people see you. It doesn't always have to be, you know, I have spots on my team, et cetera, et cetera. If you're just showing people who you are, then they're automatically going to be drawn to you. And then they're going to start to be inspired by you. And if you can inspire somebody, then people are going to want to join you every single day. So that is like the biggest part to me about posting. I mean, you can get into like all kinds of little dynamics about the algorithm and things like that, which I probably will touch on in a second. But as far as posting like and being you, you want to make sure that you're sharing your story at least once a day, whether that is in, you know, your stories or just like a little glimpse of your life on your opportunity posts. Sometimes, you guys, if y'all ever go to my Facebook, I post very long opportunity posts, but sometimes I post short ones too. So I just kind of mix it up. I talk about my story a lot. I also mix it up based on color personality. So sometimes I'll talk about friendships. Sometimes I'll talk about like numbers. Sometimes I'll talk about goals. So really just trying to hit a whole bunch of things, just like a lot of people do with like talking about teachers and moms and college students. Like I really just try to mix it up. So I have a good mix of people on my team. And let's see. Okay, so somebody asked on my team specifically, like, how do you know what to put in your feed and into your story? And for me, the answer is always going to be quality over quantity. Quality goes on your feed. You know, the quantity goes in your story. If you're posting a bunch of stuff that doesn't necessarily look like it's well edited, things like that, before and afters, all of that goes in my story. I also typically don't post any products on my personal feed. Occasionally I do, especially if it's the end of the month, you'll catch me probably posting a lot. But for the most part, if I'm using host to post for products, I'm going to use my page for business, because why would I post, you know, products in 2 different places? Let me see. Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to say about like posting specifically, but I did want to cover presets and just like a little bit of the algorithm. I hope I'm not going too long. But for presets, okay, if you are not editing your pictures, change that now, because there are so many different apps, whether you use presets or not. Like there's so many different editing apps now that there's kind of no excuse not to have pretty pictures. That is the first step of attraction marketing. If they're like scrolling by your pictures, they're never going to read what you're saying. So I say that with a lot of love. edit your pictures if you don't know how, give your upline or whatever, but make sure that you are doing that. And something else I love about presets is you can actually share them. So if, like, let's say you're a leader on your team or whatever, and you go and you buy one from Etsy for like $5, most of them you can share. So that's a really, really good giveaway. And you don't have to wait for your upline either to do giveaways, guys, especially if it's something, inexpensive like that. Like, go ahead and do it. Do a giveaway, especially for a preset, because it's going to up everybody's game. Sorry, I'm talking so fast because I feel like I have so much to say. Okay, so the algorithm. I just wanted to touch on this a little bit because a couple of people asked me, but basically, wherever you're posting, you're gonna kind of want to find your magic number. I think Mariah posts more than me. There's a couple other people on here that post more than me, but basically, like, once you find what works for you, just keep doing it. And Facebook is going to be a little bit easier. It's basically just based off of interaction. So whoever's commenting and messaging with each other, like, that's pretty easy, straightforward. Instagram is a little bit different. So Instagram works actually in 3 different ways. It's going to work based on previous interaction, current interaction, and consistency. So basically, like, if you just joined and you've been liking a whole bunch of pictures of memes and things like that, that's what's going to show up in your feed. So stop doing that. And then you'll start to see the shift, especially if you're interacting with, like, the people that you want on your team now. You're going to start to see more of those people into your feed. And lastly, the consistency. So whatever amount you decide that you're going to post, let's say it's 1 time a day. If you do that for a couple of months and then you just are like, I don't really feel like doing it today, Instagram is going to notice. And then next time you post, it's not going to show your stuff because you didn't, like, keep up with your own number. So back at it again with consistency. Make sure you're doing that. But I think that's all I had. I know it was a lot, but yeah.
You're good. All right, let me move this. Perfect. I talk a lot too, so you're totally fine.
I'm like talking these people's ears off. Like,
you're so fine. Oh goodness, I just hit full screen. Okay, whoop, messing with my computer. Okay, guys. So I have a lot of similar and different things to share when it comes to posting. Again, consistency is going to be the most important thing regardless, okay? So if you are not consistently posting, if you skip 1 day of posting, it takes 3 days to make it up, okay? If you are posting and then stopping and then posting and then stopping, or posting about It Works today and then talking baby mama drama tomorrow, or like bringing negativity and stuff like that, you are planting, essentially you're planting seeds in someone else's garden, because you are not going to be the person they're going to come back to. They may have seen the post from you, and that may be where the bug was planted in their ear, but because you're not being consistent, they're going to go find someone who is. That's where they're going to join, and that's where they're going to sign. And you can, like, avoid all of that by just being consistent. And I love what Brittany was saying about finding your number. Like, there's no magic sauce. Like, it used to be with the algorithm that, like, posts were in chronological order, so you needed to be posting like every hour to be seen. But that's not the case anymore. Like, it's solely based on the algorithm, so people are going to see your post throughout different points in time of the day, depending on the algorithm and the popularity of the post and all of that. So there's no set number. For me, my minimum is 3 on Facebook. 3 posts a day. I don't care how bad of a day, I will at least post 3 times. But, some days it may be a 5, 6, 7 day post. Like, who knows? But I'm just making sure that I am being consistent with at least 3. You got to think about this. We are running our own business and our own store, but we don't have a brick and mortar. And so Facebook becomes your store. If you were to go walk into Walmart and there's no products on the shelf, you're not going to buy anything. And the same thing goes with your page. If people come to your page, there's no product post, like there's nothing talking about the opportunity, or like they go to your story, there's nothing, no before and afters, no product, they're not going to buy anything. If you go into Walmart and there's no help wanted sign, no one's going to apply. And it goes the same for your page. If you're not posting about the opportunity, if that's not in your story, if that's not on your page daily, no one's going to join your business. And it goes the same as if you walk into Walmart and there's no sales associate, you're not going to stay and buy anything. And so most importantly, you've still got to be a present force on your Facebook page. You don't join a business and then all of the sudden become a business. Like your name is still Erica or Corey or Tarzan. Like that is still you. You are not It Works. And so your Facebook does not need to be It Works. It needs to be you with a splash of It Works here and there and how it's influencing and affecting you. So my biggest tip is, especially when it comes to distributors and like getting distributors and posting, is just building consistency through sharing your story. And so you should be sharing your story in some way every single day. Just like Brittany was saying, it's every single day. Don't be ignorant to the fact that you think everyone already knows your story. Guys, like, you're getting new people on there every single day. Nobody knows you. Don't think people just know you and know your journey because you shared it last Tuesday. Like, you got to be consistent because new people are going to be seeing your content, your page, and your stories every single day. So at Green Carpet, Claire Flores shared a really amazing outline for sharing your story. It's super, super simple. You start with before It Works, how you found It Works, what held you back when you joined, what your life looks like now or what life you're creating, and then invite them. And I want you guys to notice, at no point in time do you touch on success. At no point in time do you have to have success to have a story. I don't care if you joined today. I don't care if you joined 4 years ago. You don't need success to be able to share your story. You are still a person who's come from somewhere, who is going somewhere, and that's what people want to see. They don't want to see the fact that you made $10,000. That's not relatable. They want to see the fact that you are stressed that you have to drop your kids off at daycare again, but you are so excited that you found something that's going to allow that to change. That's what they can relate to. They want to see you buying groceries without the stress of like, well, I got to tally this all up in my phone, because how many of us have been there, right? That's relatable. And so don't think that you've got to have some amazing success story to be able to share your story. You still have something to offer. You still have something to bring to the table. Posting in your stories is also freaking huge. Way more people are going to see the post in your story than they are going to on your actual page. So I was one of the first people on our like entire team to really start posting in my stories, like making my own content. And guys, I didn't know what I was doing, okay? But what I did is I just went through the top leader stuff and I screenshotted it. And then I went to over and I just put my picture over theirs. And it looked awesome. And like my upline's like, dude, this looks amazing. And I'm like, I know, I actually didn't do this on my own, but it's fine. And because of that, I got the confidence and the concept to then start making my own content for my stories. So it's okay to fake it till you make it. It's okay to screenshot and copy and paste and all of that, but don't just screenshot and then post it or put it in your story. You've got to edit it. You've got to change it. You've got to make it you, because you don't want to be attracting people that like Tiffany Hurd would be attracting. Like if you're screenshotting her stuff, copying and pasting her stuff and using that, you're attracting her ideal market. That may not be your ideal market, and you're going to turn around and you're not going to be able to connect to the people you're bringing in because you're bringing in the wrong people, because you're trying to be someone you're not. So it's so important that even if your content is like a little all over the place and a little struggle bus-ish, it's okay, because you're new and you're getting the hang of it and you're learning, and it's going to be a process. There is no one who started this business with like bomb grade A post. Sorry, it doesn't happen. Like once you hit just wait. If you are not at a year yet, just wait, because Time Hop will do you dirty and show you those first posts. Everybody in this business will say it, that their first post sucked. You don't realize how bad it is till they start coming back and you're like, Lord Jesus, what on earth? But it's okay if it's not the most amazing thing, because you're getting out there, you're putting who you are out there, and you are learning. And guys, stop sharing cat videos. Stop sharing any of the crap, because when you're sharing stuff, you're damaging the algorithm. You're saying looking spammy, and your posts are not going to be seen. And like when people go to your page, you're not offering valuable content. You're offering like copied content. Stop hitting the share button. I don't care what it is. Don't share it. If it's so important, save it and post it yourself. But I don't want any more shares. We got to stop with the sharing. And don't let It Works post touch. This goes back to the fact that you still have to be the main force on your page. And so don't let It Works post touch. If you're posting about, products, you better not post about the business next. Post about your lunch, post about what you're doing, post about your husband, post about, a funny meme, something, and then talk about the business. Is you want to make sure that the majority of your page is still you. It's still about you, and it's just about how the business is affecting you. Like maybe instead of posting before and afters all the time, you just post a picture of you drinking your coffee, and then don't even be like, you need to buy my coffee. Just talk about the coffee. Like that kind of thing is going to attract a lot more people than constantly being like, look at this, buy this, you need this, try this. Like just talk about it. People want to know how it's affecting you. They want to know how it makes you feel, and that's going to start building the authenticity and the genuineness, I don't know that word, that is going to help bring in those customers. And then as for presets and all of that, guys, photo quality matters, okay? It matters. Like, it matters so much. You don't have to have a professional photographer take all your pictures and like all this. You can do it with your phone. Like, you don't need some amazing stuff, but it matters. Stop taking pictures like this from like an angle here. Like, you're a cute girl. Don't do that to yourself. Like, don't take a picture with your back to the window. Like, no one can see you. It's simple things that you guys can implement, and you're gonna get like amazing results, and you're gonna be like, whoa, what happened? And it was simple things. Like, you found your best angle for taking selfies. That you went to a window and you put the sun on your face before you took the pictures. Simple things like that. Find household contraptions that will hold your phone up. I use my paper towel holder, and it'll hold my phone just right. And I'll use that thing, I'll put it on tables and windowsills, wherever I can to take my photos. So you don't have to have people. Don't use that as an excuse. The timer on your phone will work magic. And yeah, presets are amazing. You can get them on Etsy for like $5. And guys, I will go take like 100 pictures or 50 pictures or 10 pictures, whatever I'm doing that day, upload all of them to Lightroom, and within 5 minutes, I've got all of the really nice, edited, high-quality photos that I need for the next week. And it takes me like 5 minutes to do it. It's not some crazy, like, extensive process. You can do it super quickly, but taking that extra 5 minutes to add that filter, to edit your photo, to make it clear, to stand in sunlight versus having it behind you is going to make the world of difference on your post. So that's all I have for posting. So we're gonna move on to attraction marketing. So I love attraction marketing. I love messaging, and I love reaching out, and I love that kind of side of things as well. But there's just something about like being authentic and bringing people to you. So the way I like to explain attraction marketing is super simple. It's just that you become the hunted instead of the hunter. So instead of going out and reaching and prospecting, is you are creating an environment that's going to draw people in. And so I think the most important way to do that is to provide content that people actually care about. If all you do is share or post about the business and share cat videos, you're not giving people any value. Like, there's nothing in that they need in their day. So you've got to think of what value can you bring to your audience. So you've got to figure out your 5 spheres of influence. So these are 5 things that you are confident in, that you like, that you can share, that are going to identify you and bring value to your audience, that are not the business. So for example, one of my spheres of influence is my faith. I love God, and I love Jesus, and I love talking about it. So that's one of them. I love my dog. I have a rescue dog. So that's a sphere of influence. I'm a newlywed, kind of. We're a year and a half, so it counts. So I'm a newlywed. I love wine. That's a good one. I love wine. I love doing wine samples, all kinds of stuff. Like those 4. I'm not going to try to think of another one, but those are my 4, for example, 4 spheres of influence. Now, these things, I'm going to touch on at least one of those spheres of influence every single day on my page, because that is the content I'm developing. I'm making people feel things. I'm making people relate to me. I am building a brand for myself outside the business. because no one's going to pay attention to your business post as much as they will the rest. So if all you're doing is business, you're not going to be getting attention. So you've got to be having that other stuff in there that people want to see. People want to come check on your page to see like, well, she spoke life the other day. She watched a sermon and she was talking about it, and it filled me up. I got to go back and see if she said something else. And then while they're back seeing if I said something else, they see a post about fat fighters. And they're like, ooh, I could use that too. But they're not there for that. They're there for the content. And so we've got to be building content. And then you've got to be building relationships. Don't underestimate the value of interaction and taking the time to build relationships. That's been one of the biggest issues for me. It's one of the most essential, non-essential things out there. To me, it's hard. It was very hard for a long time because I'm like, this is not an income producing activity. Like, I'm not signing customers because I'm telling this girl her shirt's cute. Like, it's not doing anything. But by taking the time each day to build that relationship, they're so much more likely to buy from you because they know that you care about them as a person. They know that you see them as a person and not a prospect and not a potential customer. That you see them as Sally, not Sally who wants fat fighters. Like, you are valuing them. So don't underestimate that ability. Take time to scroll through your feed, to comment when you see things, to scroll through your stories, to swipe up a message. Like, take the time to invest in people. And the last thing I'm going to leave on this is, if you guys haven't read it, you need to. It's an amazing book, and it's called Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. It's amazing. It's all about how you take your business content and turn it into a story and how that attracts people. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking good. But the biggest thing that I wanted to share from that is that people don't care about you, they care about themselves. And so we are so quick to make posts and things like that, making us the hero, making them the damsel in distress, and we're coming in with our amazing business and we're gonna save the day. But when you can switch that and you can make them the hero of their own story and you're just the guide with the tool to help them get there, you're going to be bringing in so much more. Okay, so I think that's all I've got on attraction marketing. Brittany, if you want to unmute yourself and take it away.
Okay, so actually I have a couple of things to touch on that you said that like really just kind of reminded me of some things that I wanted to say. But as far as attraction marketing, like she said, whenever you are, you know, kind of talking about those couple of things that are you're going to know that it's working because people are going to start like tagging you and stuff. My friends and followers and my team, everybody knows I'm obsessed with Chick-fil-A and Hobby Lobby. So I get tags in those two things almost every single day. So when that starts happening, you know, you're on the right track. Also, whenever Mariah was talking about like, don't, don't say like, you know, buy this, you need this, you know, ask me how, things like that. I love to just post my coffee and just talk about like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine what I would do without this stuff because it helps me get this, this, and this done. Like, I'm not even acting like I sell it because then people are going to be like, well, what is it? And what else? Oh, and my favorite way to interact actually is to go to Instagram, and not everybody has this feature, so if you don't, I'm sorry, but if you go and follow a bunch of people and then you click on your followers, they're rolling this out now, but there's an option that lets you sort to the people that you follow the latest. So if you follow a bunch of people and then flip that and then just go interact with them really quickly, most of them are going to follow you back. So that's a really quick way to grow your followers. But sorry, how to say that. But as far as sealing the deal, basically like the number one thing that I can tell you about sealing the deal is be confident. Whatever you're talking about, if it's the products, if it's the business, like don't be like, oh, well, it's $99. Did you still want to join? No. Girl, you better be saying, oh my gosh, it's $99 and you get this, this, and this, and this, and this, and you get to make an opportunity of a lifetime. Like if you're confident and excited, then they're going to feed off of that no matter what it is. Also, as far as like products with sealing the deal, like I mentioned before, have your personal results, especially if you're coming off of Host to Post and people don't know you because it's random, then they're going to be like, well, does this really work sometimes? And you can be like, yes, ma'am, it does. That's me. And that just like builds that confidence and that trust too, knowing that like you actually use the product. They're going to be like, oh, okay, well, she knows what she's talking about. I can use it too or whatever. Also with being confident is like, know your conversation. I know exactly how my conversation is going to go every single time I have one because like I control it. I'm always the one asking questions. So after every single message that I send, there's a question. So I pretty much know how they're going to answer it. So I know how to respond. Just for example, if I'm talking about like the TFX, I always say something like, is that something that you would be interested in? They're probably going to say yes. And so then I start talking about like whatever it is that I'm going to, because like I know how that conversation is going. How you can do that is set up text replacement. So not only is that going to like give you confidence, like how many times have you looked at your phone and you're like, I don't really want to respond because I don't want to come up with another response. If you already have all of your responses saved, that's not an issue. And you feel confident because like you know how to do this every single time. It's just repetitive. And that also saves you time. So like I just got off an hour and a half power hour, and obviously that's a long time. But the people and the messages that were coming to me was insane, but it was so easy to reply because like I already had it set up. And lastly, I'm kind of trying to make it quick because I talked a lot, but the last thing for sealing the deal is always going to be follow up. Most of the time people are not going to sign up right on the spot. That's okay. And just knowing that like that's okay. A lot of people, I think when they get started, get so like hurt that people don't just sign up right on the spot and they don't realize that that's a part of the process. You know, how many times do you see this email come through that talks about this pair of shoes at Target or whatever? Like how many times do you see that before you actually go to Target and buy it? It's the same thing. But I did want to kind of say like how I follow up. So I do a schedule of 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months. And every single time we have a promotion. And a super, super easy way to do that is to use your messages in Facebook. So if you go to like the Messenger and type in the search bar like TFX, income, Friday, payday, words that people always say, and search it every single time that one of you, whoever said that word, it's going to pop up. So that's typically how I follow up on Facebook. And then on Instagram, again, this is kind of a soft rollout, so I don't know if everyone has this, but you can actually flag messages and they don't know that you've flagged them. So it has a section of like your messages, unread and flagged. And so if you just click flagged, that's all the people that you need to follow up with. So that's really all I have.
Awesome. That was great. So for sealing the deal, when it comes to distributors, is you've got to see the value before they do. And so if you don't see the value in paying $99 to start this business, guess what? They aren't either. You don't have to convince someone, guys. Do you realize that if you were to go start your own business, like a bakery or a boutique or, you know, something like that, you're going to pay tens of thousands of dollars. And then you're going to have to work your butt off in a store. And then you're going to have to wait to see the return because you're paying off your loans. Guys, it's $99. $99. That's it. And you can see a return instantly. You can make a fast start the next day. Like there's no cap. You can sell the stuff, pre-sell the stuff out of your starter kit, make cash instantly. And then there's no like cap. You're not paying employees. All the money you get is yours. You just need to keep going forward. But you've got to see the value in that. You have to bring the value to them. They don't know what this is. They don't know the opportunity. They don't have an understanding. You've been here. You've done something. You know the potential. If you're new, you've heard stories. You've seen how this business has changed people's lives. And so you've got to approach your potentials knowing that you're coming from a place of confidence and conveying the value of the opportunity, that it's only $99, that you can change your life. You can make that back in a month, a week. Like we can do that real quick, and you've got to be the one to see the value first. As for customers, well, and distributors, but the fortune's in the follow-up. You'll hear that time and time and time and time and time again. So success leaves clues. Anytime you hear something over and over again, take note because that means it's important. But, 2% of sales happen on the first contact, 3% on the second contact, 4% on the third contact, and 80% of sales happen between the 5th and 12th contact. So if you are following up 3 times and stopping, you are missing out on 84% of your sales. That's a big number, guys. Okay, that's why you feel like you were spinning your wheels and not getting anywhere. It's because you were quitting before you give yourself the real opportunity. And by George, for the love, stop feeling bad about following up. I think I get that more than I do anything else. Stop feeling bad for following up. You're not bugging them. You're not annoying them. It's your job to follow up. It is your job. That is what you are, that is how you make your money. So essentially that's what you're paid for, is to follow up. You're not being annoying. You're not bugging them. You're not like whatever. Like, it's okay. How many times have you gone to Victoria's Secret online, added something to cart, and then left? And then gotten 32,700 emails, like, hey, you got something in your cart. Hey, you need to check out. Hey, this is gonna time out. Like, hey, you still want this? We have a 20% off sale. Boom, I'm gonna go order now. That's what I'm checking out. But if they stop sending me those emails, I'm never gonna check out because I'm not thinking about it. It's not my job to think about it. My job is to go about my day and do my thing. Like, yes, maybe I'm overweight. Yes, maybe I'm uncomfortable. And you know what? I may think about it down the road and be like, look, I'm ready. But it's not my job to think about it. I don't get paid to think about it. I get paid to live my life. I get paid to show up in my job. But at my distributor, whoever is selling me the thing, they get paid to think about it. You get paid to think about it. You get paid to follow up. You get paid to be consistent. So stop feeling bad about following up and just go do the dang thing. Just go follow up. Okay. Anyway, and rant. So I break all of my follow-ups into 3 categories. So I have cold follow-ups, warm follow-ups, and hot follow-ups. So a cold follow-up, that's someone who is just ghosting the freak out of me, and I don't want to let them be because one day they may need me, and when they do, they're going to remember because I'm still here. And so those people I follow up with once a month, once every 2 months, like, it's pretty distant. My warm follow-ups are the people who are still having a conversation. Like, I may send 3 messages before they get back to me, but they're getting back to me. Like, there's still a 2-sided conversation, but they're not ready to buy. And so those people I follow up with bi-weekly. And so, every other week. And then I got my hot list. Lord Jesus, these people on my hot list are not ready. These are the people who say they are ready and they want it now, or they give me a date to order and that date has come past. And once that date comes, your name goes onto my hot list. And this is not like a theoretical list. Like, this is a piece of paper that I write your name on that says hot list at the top. And these fine folks get a message from me or a follow-up of some sort every single day. Every day until they buy or they give me a new date. 90% of the time, after, like 5 or 6, 7 follow-ups, I get a new date. And then I will leave them alone till the new date, and then I'll start over. But, I'm following up with these people until they buy, block me, or give me a new date. There's no, in between. Like, you are gonna get a ton of messages. And, it's okay. Like, you don't have to, the only way of following up is not by sending people a message. Like, you can literally, I'll take my hot list today, and if I don't feel like messaging, today is just a Tuesday and I don't want to message. So I'm going to go down my hot list through Facebook and I'm going to go interact on every single person on my list because guess what? They're still going to remember me. I'm still reminding them that I'm here, even if it's just by telling them their kid's cute. They're going to see my name and they'll be like, crap, I was supposed to buy something from her. It's just by being in their face. You want them to think of you when they think of their needs. And then after 15 follow-ups, which is a lot, so don't quit before you get there. But after 15 follow-ups, I flip the script. Whichever it is, we'll now offer in the other. So if I'm talking to someone about products, after 15 follow-ups, like hot list follow-ups, I'm like, you know what? I get it. Holidays are coming up. If money's tight, I can tell, what would you like me to share some information with you on, how you can make money and get some products free? Do you know how many people messaged me back then? They're like, yes, please. And the same for distributors. And so after 15 follow-ups with distributors, I'll be like, hey girl, I know sometimes it can be daunting to get into business with something you don't know as much about. So why don't we get you started with, as a customer, we'll get you 1 product. You can try that out for 1 or 2 months and then we can upgrade you to a distributor. And I've had people turn around and who are interested in the business, then join as a distributor just by giving them that option. And as Brittany said, you know, be confident. Be confident in you. Be confident in the opportunity. Be confident in the product. Be confident in the company. And one of the best ways to be confident is to get your own results. I upgrade everyone and their brother to the triple threat, whether they want coffee or Thermofite X, Fat Fighters Cleanse. It doesn't matter what they want. I'm turning it into the triple threat because I have triple threat results. Because I have been on the triple threat for a month and I'm down like 10 pounds. My before and after is crazy because I had so much bloating. Like, I'm like, look at this. Then, like, you want this? We need to add these products. And they say, okay. And so we add those products. But I wasn't selling any triple threats before that because I wasn't confident. Like, yeah, I was like, these are awesome products. Look at these results. Like, look at Susie Q. But I don't know Susie Q. And so I can't talk with the same level of passion as I can when I'm like, look, I do this. Like, this is me. Like, this is how I felt. This is how I feel now. And this is how it's going to make you feel. And that builds trust. Okay, so that's all I have on sealing the deal. Brittany, do you have any last thoughts, tips, motivation, anything you want to leave us with?
Way to put me on the spot. But really the biggest thing, and I kind of talked about this with my team, is like what we're doing right now is setting us up for everything for 2020. So whatever you're doing in these last like 59 days, whatever it is of the decade, that is what is going to set you up for next year. So if you're sitting around on your butt and you're just saying, I don't feel like messaging, I don't feel like following up, I don't feel like blah, 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 like, don't be alarmed when conference comes around and you're like, who the heck am I supposed to talk to when all these amazing deals and all the new products come out? But if you're on the flip side and you're like, I'm doing power hours, I'm staying in touch with my upline, I'm doing everything I need to be doing, like, you are going to be shocked when everything is announced, all the new products are announced, bonuses are probably going to be announced. Like, you're going to be so, so thankful for everything that you're doing right now. So just make sure you keep that drive, keep that in your minds, and keep your why strong. That way, you know, as you're putting in all this work, like, you're just preparing yourself for what's coming.
Perfect. I love it. Awesome. Thank you. Guys, for real though, you hear everyone talking, especially like, I know we've got a lot of people on here who are still new and haven't been in for a conference here. You hear everyone talking about this conference momentum and like, guys, you aren't ready. Like, conference is coming and things are going to be crazy. But guys, it's not magic. Okay. It's not like we all go to this building and we sit in a room and then we leave and all of a sudden like everything we touch turns to gold. Like, it doesn't work that way. What happens is you've put in all the work and then all of a sudden you have the confidence to make those potentials become like for real things. And so if you're not doing the work now, you're not going to get any magic dust sprinkled on you then. Like, you've got to already have the seed planted, and the conference is just the fertilizer to help those grow instantly. Last thing I want to leave you guys with is to, like, guys, it's the 4th. Like, you have a whole month ahead of you. This is your last month before Christmas. This is your Christmas paycheck. Take it seriously. Like, don't stress about Christmas. Pay Christmas in cash. Decide this is going to be a different Christmas than your family has ever seen, but then you got to go do the work. Because this is your time to decide that. What you do now pays for Christmas. So when you're sitting there and your excuses are creeping up, your doubts are creeping up, you're tired, you don't want to work, your kid's sick, like, whatever those excuses are, I want you to sit down, I want you to get real, and I want you to tell yourself that, you know, either I can choose this or I can choose Christmas. But if I decide to choose this and I decide to go take a nap, or I decide to, you know, sit down and watch TV, or I decide this over working, that you are prioritizing that over providing for Christmas, over getting those extra gifts for your kids, over, you know, spoiling your spouse or your significant other, over being able to do that, like, you are prioritizing your excuses. So don't just take it and like pick either or, like, get crystal clear, like, put them on the same field and make a choice, like a conscious choice that you're going to choose your excuses over a better future. And it feels so much more like crap to choose an excuse. It makes you a little bit more push to go work. And so, like I said, there's no magic sauce. There is nothing, no magic juju that is going to make this month bomb for you, that is going to make the next 6 months amazing for you. You're the only one that can do that for you. So you've got to get out there and you've got to do the work. You can want, you can wish, you can pray, you can write your goals everywhere, you can say it 10 times, but if you're not doing the work to get there, you're going to remain stuck, you're going to remain in the same place, and you're going to backtrack. If you are not going forward, you're going backwards. Life's like an escalator. You're either going up it or you're riding down it, but you are not staying still. So let go of the idea that you can remain where you're at. You're either growing or declining, and then you've got to get out there and you've got to do the work to make your dreams happen. Guys, God wants to bless you. He wants to bless your endeavors. He wants to bless your Christmas. He wants to bless your family. He wants to work through you and change your life. He wants you to have a life of abundance, but he's not going to force it on you. He's not going to force blessings on you. You have to be putting in the work. You have to put the work to the prayers. Faith without works is dead, guys. You've got to do the work. So I want you guys to get off here, and I want you to go work. Whether you pull a power hour, power 30, you send out 10 messages, I don't care what it is, whatever, like your life, I don't know what time it is your time, what you got going on, but I want you, before you go to bed tonight, complete one task. Go do one aspect of work, because we all love to hop on Zooms. We all love to get poured into. We all love to get hyped up, have new tips. We love it. But so often we go and we sit on it. And sitting on it's doing nothing. I can tell you every tip in the world. I can give you all of my scripts. And if you take that, forward it, and sit on it, like nothing's going to change. Okay, so I want you to get off here and implement a tip. Do a task. Go do an action that's going to get you closer to your goal. Okay, guys? So thank you, Brittany, again for doing this with me. It was amazing. The recording will be up on my YouTube tonight. If you guys missed it, or not you guys missed it, clearly you're on here. But if your teams missed it, I'm also going to send it to Brittany so she can get it out to you guys as well. But thank you so much for hopping on.